Today, we take a look at the story of Christina Grimmie, whose star was taken from her just as it was beginning to rise. If you enjoy true crime videos, please subscribe and click the notification bell below so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. Thank you. Since the dawn of social media in the early 2000s, it has grown more and more to eventually become an absolute societal game changer. Sites such as MySpace, Facebook, and Twitter, along with many others, have removed the once necessary filter of a major news organization, allowing famous artists and celebrities to communicate directly with their audience, for better or worse. It also allowed unknown talents to use the platform to gain followings, causing amateur musicians, filmmakers, comedians, anybody who felt they even had a slight talent, really, to flock to them in an attempt to show off their goods. YouTube quickly became the most popular for many, and many an independent artist was able to make a name for themselves using the tools of the platform. And while removing the filter of talent agents arguably allowed in much content that really probably had no business being seen outside of the uploader's immediate circle, many true gems did manage to separate themselves and stand out. As they say, the cream always rises to the top. One such example of the latter was 15-year-old Christina Grimmie, who burst onto the scene and grabbed the public's attention in 2009 with her rendition of Miley Cyrus's Party in the USA. While amassing a following of millions on YouTube, Grimmie placed second in the YouTube competition of 2011 called My YouTube, behind only Selena Gomez. That same year, Gomez's mother, Mandy Teefey, and her husband, Brian, became Christina's managers. Riding the success, Selena became Christina's mentor, and she began performing backup vocals for Selena Gomez in the scene, as well as opening for them, All-Star Weekend, and the Jonas Brothers during the Concert of Hope, and touring for 6 weeks, opening for the We Own the Night tour. Christina released her EP, Find Me, on June 14th of 2011, and the independent album debuted at number 35 on the Billboard 200 chart. Her debut single, Advice, was released on Radio Disney on June 11th, with the music video debuting on her YouTube channel 8 days later. Christina and fellow YouTuber Tyler Ward appeared on The Ellen DeGeneres Show and performed a cover of Lil Wayne's How to Love. Things really began to pick up for Christina, who released her EP, Find Me, on June 14th of 2011, and the independent album debuted at number 35 on the Billboard 200 US chart. Appearances on The Ellen DeGeneres Show, a performance at the 39th American Music Awards of 2011 pre-show where she won her first award, commercials for the Xbox Connect and Doritos, and an appearance performing her hit Advice on Disney Channel's So Random, all before 2011 was finished, just a couple years after debuting herself on YouTube. With her star rising, Christina moved from her Marlton, New Jersey hometown to Los Angeles to pursue her singing career. 2012 and 2013 brought more gigs and success for Christina, until she auditioned for The Voice in 2014. All 4 coaches turned their chairs in hopes to get her on their team as soon as they heard her voice. And these coaches were no slouches. They were Adam Levine of Maroon 5, Usher, Shakira, and Blake Shelton, all incredible successes within the music industry themselves. With Selena Gomez supporting her during her audition, the confident Grimmie chose Levine as her coach and would eventually go on to place third, although host Carson Daly would later say he was shocked she didn't win. Coach Adam Levine expressed desire to sign Christina to his record label 222 Records, as did rapper Lil Wayne, who was interested in bringing Christina to Young Money Entertainment. But Christina finally chose to sign with Island Records. Having turned a small YouTube channel into a major success and parlaying it into mentorship with one of the biggest names in music, awards, and success on The Voice, Christina was truly personifying the American dream, making it on nothing but hard work and talent. But as her popularity grew, so did some of her viewers' obsession with her. One such viewer was a man in his mid-20s in St. Petersburg, Florida, named James Loibel, who, unknown to Christina, had began becoming infatuated with her. As Christina was winning competitions and traveling the world, James was taking steps to make sure he was more physically attractive for her, losing weight, getting eye surgery, and even getting hair plugs. For 2 years after The Voice, Christina showed no signs of slowing down. After touring with many of her previously rival contestants in the summer of 2014, she began recording music for her sophomore album, releasing her new single Must Be Love on July 31st of that year. She seemed to hit a rough patch in March of 2015 when she announced that she had been dropped from Island Records. But the ever-resilient young woman was not deterred and announced she was working on a new album set to be released later that year. After releasing a single named Cliché, which climbed to number 5 on the iTunes electronic charts, she again entered a singing competition, this time the iHeartRadio Macy's Rising Star Contest. This one she would win. Being dropped from her label had not brought her down. Christina was strong and powered through everything thrown at her. On February 21st of 2016, she released her second EP, titled Side A, consisting of 4 songs. She stated Side B was likely to follow by the end of the year. But sadly, Christina herself would never reach the end of the year. On June 10th, 2016, Christina took to social media asking people to attend the Before You Exit concert that she was performing at the Plaza Live in Orlando, Florida. Loyal to the core, her fan base began preparing to attend. But unfortunately, one of these fans was James Loibel, whose mental condition and obsession with her had only seemed to worsen. James boarded a taxicab from his hometown in St. Petersburg, Florida, and brought with him 2 handguns, 2 extra magazines of ammunition, and a large hunting knife. Unluckily for Christina, there were no metal detectors at the venue, and attendees were not frisked. Christina finished her performance at 10 p.m. local time and met fans inside the venue to sign autographs. At 10:24 p.m., Loibel approached her. The innocent young girl opened her arms to give him a hug. And as she did, James Loibel pulled out one of his handguns and shot her once in the head and twice in the chest. As witnesses screamed and fled the scene, Christina's brother tackled Loibel, and the 2 men scuffled on the floor. Loibel broke free and backed himself against a wall, shooting himself and taking his own life, just a few feet from the young girl whose he had just needlessly destroyed. Dozens of celebrities took to social media in response to Grimmie's death, helping her memory live on through the platforms that had birthed her incredible career. Selena Gomez, who was performing only a few miles away at the Amway Center at the time Christina was shot, posted, "My heart is absolutely broken. I miss you, Christina." Christina's manager created a GoFundMe to help her family cover funeral costs. The GoFundMe had a goal of $4,000. It raised over $170,000. Some of the typical issues brought up in events like this were no different in Christina's death. Calls for increased security at performing arts venues, discussions about gun control, lawsuits. But despite what may come of them, nothing can change that a young, beautiful life was taken far too young, for no reason whatsoever. For now, Christina lives on online through the same site she helped popularize and that launched her career. Rest in peace, Christina. If you've made it this far, thank you for listening, and please consider checking out some of the many other true crime videos on my channel. Please don't forget to both subscribe and click the notification bell so that you can be notified every time I upload a new video. I'm Jason Hebert, and I'll see you next time.